Good morning, Honors Algebra 1. I hope you all had a wonderful, refreshing weekend and you are all relaxed and ready to start this week off. So, first of all, I do notice a typo on my slides. I apologize. This is actually supposed to be week 4, and it is April 27th through May. So this is through May 1st. So I apologize for that, but I think you all kind of knew that. Anyway, we will be looking at special cases this week. So very similar to last week, we will be using FOIL for this. I do prefer FOIL because it takes up less space, but if you still prefer the table method, that's totally fine. I will say moving forward, FOIL might be the easier option, especially when we get into further sections. Just as a reminder, next week we will be reviewing 8.1 through 8.4, and we will be quizzing on Friday on those 4 sections. Okay, let's get started. So, we're first going to look at the squares of binomials. So what happens is when we have these two, so I have 1 here, 2 here. Notice this one is addition, this one's subtraction. Instead of doing it all out, we can simplify it as these pieces. Now I do want to show you where it comes from, so I am going to FOIL these out for you. So if I do A plus B times A plus B, what ends up happening is A times A is A squared, A times B is AB, B times A is BA, and B times B is B squared. And even though they're written differently, we can combine those and we end up getting A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. So same thing that I have boxed on the left. I could also do that for the second one. So A minus B times A minus B. I get A squared minus AB, that's this piece, and I have minus BA and then plus B squared. And again, I can combine those and I end up getting A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. So that's where those 2 pieces come. Just to show you, I am going to actually FOIL out the 2 examples on the bottom as well. So that would be x plus 4 times x plus 4. X times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 4 is 16. And 4x plus 4x is equal to our 8x. Same thing on the bottom, x minus 3 times x minus 3. I get x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. Negative 3x minus 3x gives us our negative 6x. So it does work. But what's great about knowing the algebraic pieces is that it can save you time. So instead of FOILing every time and then combining like terms, if you know that a squared plus 2ab plus b squared is equal to 1, and then a squared minus 2ab plus b squared is equal to 2, it saves you a little bit of time. So, looking at the first one, I know for a fact that this is going to follow the pattern of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in the pieces. This is a, this is b. So, x squared plus 2 times x times 8 plus 8 squared. All I have to do is simplify this now. X squared plus 16x plus 64. There's our answer. And of course, I could FOIL. X times x is x squared. X times 8 gives us 8x. 8 times x gives us 8x. And then 8 times 8 is 64. Still get the same exact answer. For the second one, I could use the fact of a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. And so my a value is 2m squared. Notice that I'm putting that in parentheses. That's important. Minus 2 times 2m times negative 3, and then plus negative 3 squared. So if I simplify this, 2 squared gives us 4m squared. Really important that we distribute that exponent to both pieces. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 3 is going to give us a positive 12m. Okay, so just so you know, some of these negatives are changing our answer. Actually, I'm sorry. This should still be a negative 12m. Okay. And then we are going to get negative 3 squared, which gives us a positive 9. Okay, so let me just double check to make sure I did my math right. So this gives us 4m squared. We get negative 6m. Yep, negative 6m plus 9. So yep, I was correct. So when you do this, actually when you plug it in, that should be a positive because the negative from the 3 is what's going to make it negative down here. Okay, so that's our answer for this one. The other type of special case is called the product of a sum and a difference. So this is our sum, this is our difference, and so when we actually distribute all of this, it just simplifies to a squared minus b squared. So how does that happen? If I do a plus b times a minus b, a times a is a squared, a times negative b is negative ab, b times, let me draw my arrows, a is positive ba, b times negative b is negative b squared. And if you notice these two terms here, one's positive, one negative, and they cancel. And that's where we get the a squared minus b squared. So similarly down here, x and x is x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. This gives us positive 2x, and this gives us negative 4. If you notice, these cancel, and we are left with x squared minus 4. So I could do the same process here. I know that it is going to equal, I'll write this over here, a squared minus b squared. So my a squared is going to be my 2p squared, and then my b squared is going to be my 3 squared. Okay? So 2 squared gives us 4p squared minus 9. Okay? And again, if I could go out and I could do this out, and if you feel comfortable doing this out, totally do it. Don't feel like you have to, but if it helps, right? So again, this would give me 4p squared. This would give me, let's see, plus 6p minus 6p minus 9. Cancels, we get the same answer. Let's do one more. So for this one, again, I could follow the same route. Notice a is now an 8, so I have 8 squared, and then I'm going to have minus 6x squared. So 8 squared is 64 minus, and then 6 squared gives us 36x squared. And again, we could even go ahead and distribute this, but like I said, you don't have to. So 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times negative 6 gives us negative 48x. This gives us positive 48x. and then negative 36x squared. They cancel, and we're left with our final answer here. Okay, so for this week, we have a couple assignments. So due on Wednesday, again, by 3 p.m., you have your online learning slides and then an 8.4 practice worksheet. And then due on Friday, you do have textbook homework, page 507. Please make sure you're on that page. And Khan Academy. One other thing I didn't add on here is that you also have your 7th grade Khan Academy due. And this is due on Thursday. Now you have all day Thursday. I did not put a time restraint on it, but just so you know, this is due on Thursday. This is something that I had assigned to you guys before we went to distance learning, so it has to get done, okay? If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I will be holding a live session for you guys on Wednesday, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week.